Hi everyone! I did a poll yesterday and most of you voted to analyze old episodes. In this video, I will analyze Season 5 of Skibidi Toilet by Dafuq Boom. We'll talk about references to the Multiverse of Beatbox video, discuss Skibidi the Scientist and his inventions. I'll also tell you about G-Man and Skibidi Spiders. I'll show you all the secrets and hidden moments in episodes 15 through 17. As always, watch this video to the end so you don't miss the best part. Let's go. There's not a lot of action in episode 15, but there are a lot of hidden moments and interesting details. Here's this cameraman with a black camera dancing like a speakerman. A brown Skibidi toilet can be spotted in the crowd. At the end of the episode, there is an explosion, and all the toilets are destroyed. But in episode 27, we see the brown Skibidi toilet again. Either there are several of them, or it is stronger than the others. After the explosion, we see shards of toilets, but there are no brown ones here. Maybe this guy did survive. Notice the gas tanks next to the cars. There's some gray stuff inside the cars, probably explosives. We know for sure it's a trap. The black cameraman is luring the Skibidi crowd into a narrow space to destroy. I think it's revenge for the trap in the last episode, where the Skibidi toilets lured a squad of cameramen into a trap. There was a reactive Skibidi toilet waiting for them, and he destroyed the entire Alliance squad. By the way this cameraman survived, we see him running away even before the explosion. The 4 toilets in the center have male 09's head. After watching Multiverse of Beatbox, I started noticing a lot of these references. In the early episodes, they look like leaders, but as time went on, we stopped seeing it. The POV cameraman pulls out the remote and we see a red Bababooey button there. This is also a reference to the Multiverse of Beatbox video. There's the same button on the male 09 base remote here. Perhaps this is a hint that the original 7th and 9th are on the Alliance side. There was also a Destroy Obama button, and we remember that in the America clip Obama was Skibidi Toilet. Is it possible that male 07 is trying to destroy his evil clone from another universe who is Skibidi Toilet? Because of him, all the people on the planet turned into toilets. You can see more about this in my other video. Check it out when you're done with this one. At the end of the episode, the POV cameraman turns around and sees a Skibidi scout in Grenadier's soft cap from Team Fortress 2. In the background, you can see a painted-over poster of the first Skibidi. Apparently, cameraman painted over it when he went up on the roof, and this scene was repeated in episode 26. Another agent pushes this Skibidi scout off the roof and then flushes him. Now let's move on to episode 16. This spy made out of a camera and toilets looks very strange. First of all, he doesn't have a regular camera, but some kind of TX5. It might read Pro Recording right here, I can't make it out. What's weird is that it behaves like a living creature. If it was a remote-controlled robot, it wouldn't need to be shown which direction to move. The cameraman is looking at the tablet, but he's not controlling the spy. Note the shape of the toilet. All Skibidi have a different one. We saw toilets like this in episode 4. The people who turned into Skibidi sat on them. And then I thought, what if this is a Skibidi who was captured and got a camera instead of a head? Or what if, with the help of this toilet and Skibidi song, scientists turned cameraman into a Skibidi camera? That sounds way too fantastic. It would be easier for them to make a robot. There's a poster of the first Skibidi hanging on the wall of the hangar, but it's not painted over. Apparently this is the toilet area and the agents haven't invaded it. The gate opens automatically when a spy drives up to it. I think there's some kind of sensor that reacts to a toilet or something. It's unlikely the Skibidi mistook the spy for one of them and let him in. By the way, one of the cameramen had the exact same tablet in episode 56. I think it's a communication tool for them. Also, the same tablets were on male 09's table in the Multiverse of Beatbox video. This again hints that they're on the Alliance side. The spy enters the base and we see Skibidi the Scientist for the first time. He has his usual toilet and is still working on his inventions in some garage. By the way, we know for a fact that the Alliance didn't know about the TVmen yet. Because if they did, this agent wouldn't be standing here with a tablet. Everything the spy camera records the scientists would have been able to see on the base from the TVman screen. That said, some Skibidi toilets with glasses have already appeared, but we'll discuss that a little later. For now, let's get back to the secret lab. This toilet here is a reference to the blue team engineer in Team Fortress 2. And this is just Skibidi the cat. He's funny. We also see that besides this Skibidi scientist, there are other scientists in the hangar. Unfortunately, we didn't see them in the new episodes. Maybe they were destroyed. Next, the camera turns to the Skibidi Spider. This is the very first invention. We haven't seen one of these before. I think the Skibidi took the spider cam scraps from episode 13 and analyzed them. So they stole the technology and started making their own spiders. Also, there was an explosion in the hangar. I have a few guesses as to why. First is that the lab self-destructed. Maybe the scientists did it so that all their inventions would be destroyed and not go to the enemy. Also, if the agents know where their lab is, they'll have to find a new location anyway. The second option is that Spider shot a spy with this cannon and accidentally blew up the entire base. Apparently, everyone who was there was destroyed, only Skibidi the Scientist was left. As we remember, he had a different toilet in episode 30. I can't imagine how he was able to transplant himself from one toilet to another. It's crazy. Except now he's a giant cyborg spider with a Cinema Man speaker on his chest. But let's get back to our episode. Skibidi Spider has the same cannon as Camera Spider, but in the newer versions, the cannon is located below the bottom of the toilet. Here it's just above it, which is even more suspicious. In episode 17, Skibidi's group prepares to attack the agents. I think so because in episode 22 we see these same Skibidi attacking the Alliance. But the attack is delayed because in episode 18, Titan Cameraman shows up and thwarts them. He also destroyed the triple toilet. There's the cameraman in the brown coat again. That's definitely not Simp Cameraman. That guy was destroyed at the end of the episode. Now it's time to talk about the helicopter with the sunglasses. What does he need them for? Well, it's a long time before the TVmen show up, and the Alliance doesn't have a weapon that hits the eyes. In episode 22, there are more of those Skibidi helicopters. What if TVmen are the invention of Skibidi toilets? Yeah, it sounds ridiculous, but think about it. These guys haven't even been injured once. They're small in number, they're acting a little suspicious. What if the TV guys are a time bomb? As soon as Skibidi toilets want it, they'll command the TV men to attack the other agents. And considering they have Titan, it's even more dangerous. But that's just my guess. This guy looks a lot like Andrew Tate. We also first saw him in the America video. Let's see who's here among the Skibidi crowd. These are some spiders from the first versions as well. Their cannon is in the front. There's the triple toilet that we saw in episode 11. Notice that he also has a narrow toilet shape. These toilets are apparently only given to the strongest soldiers like G-Man, Flying Skibidi, and Triple Toilet. There's also a reactive Skibidi toilet, but without turbines. Perhaps they were detached to make him quieter, or they just fold up. Notice how the regular toilets stand with their heads up. We saw the same thing in episode 60. It turns out that G-Man is still the leader for them and the spiders. Before the POV cameraman turned to his friends, Skibidi the Spider spotted him. Here we can get a closer look at the cameraman. Look, he has a neck, but when he lifts his head, the neck ends. It breaks off, and there's an iron thing coming out of it. Dafuq probably didn't think that deeply about the plot when he made these episodes, so it's not clear if they're humans or robots. By the way, here they have an inscription on the camera. In the new episodes, it disappeared. Now this technology seems very powerful. A flying camera that silently floats in the air and attacks the enemy with a beam. Yeah, it didn't do any damage here, but what if we replaced the beam? What if we made a camera like this that fires a hypno beam? Note that everyone is looking at the camera before it fires, and G-Man is in the POV cameraman. Unfortunately, he destroyed this invention with his laser eyes. We see that spiders can crawl on walls. This is a very powerful ability, but nothing like this happens in the new episodes. Maybe that's because all the battles take place on the ground. Like I said, the cameramen were stabbed and destroyed by another Skibidi spider. By the way, the remote control from that camera was left lying on the roof. The Skibidi toilets could have taken it and studied the technology. I don't know if that's possible with the flying camera destroyed. For some reason, G-Man's head seems huge at this point. When we look at it from the roof, it's much smaller. Perhaps it's perspective, or the head has gotten bigger from rage. Also, his toilet rises smoothly with a sound like this. And he doesn't have a jetpack, so why is he flying? And if he can fly like Skibidi from episode 5, why did they make him a jetpack in episode 38? It's probably just a bug in the early episodes and G-Man can't fly. But in the next few episodes, I'll tell you about G-Man's connection to the TVmen. You'll find out a lot of interesting things about Titan Cameraman, but that will be in the new analyses. By the way, my Instagram followers know the secrets before the video is released on YouTube. Also, I have a Discord server and I invite you to join our community. Thanks for watching. Put a like and subscribe to my channel. That was me, ISOTOILET. See ya, my friends.